Hello everyone, my name is Animashaun and I'm your host for today. Welcome to the first webinar organized by Divasity Development Services, and the theme for today is Start Up. Okay, so the idea behind Start Up is start up there. Don't start from the bottom, don't start from the scratch. Look at people's experiences, people that have already experienced what you are going to venture into. Maybe you are going into the makeup business, if you are going into the pepper selling business, if you are going into any business at all, you look at people, you get mentors, people already in your line of business, and then look at their experiences, look at the mistakes they've made, look at what they've done and how they've succeeded, and start from up there. And with me today, I have two very great women, two powerful women. In fact, I feel really humbled to be in their midst today. So to my right, I have the founder and the creative director for Eudokas Multisolutions Limited. Her name is Mrs. Udoka.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. Okay, so to my left, I have Ijeoma Nkwonta. She's an HR professional. She works with Lekoil, Nigeria. Ijeoma, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, so quickly we shall be asking them a few questions. Like I said earlier, the theme is start up. So we're going to look at experiences, we're going to look at limitations, we're going to look at from the point of view of business-oriented people and from professionals, people that, okay, they want to venture into business but they are scared, they don't want to take some certain risks because they feel, okay, they're in their comfort zone, they're earning salaries, they have regular income, so why should I venture into something that is going to be a big risk for me, something that I'm not sure I'm going to be getting exactly what I've been getting or even more. So my first question is going to Mrs. Udoka. Okay, so how did you get into business? Was it by chance or was it deliberate?
Well, if we have to tell the whole story here, there will not be time. But let me go straight to the point to say that it was deliberate. And I've realized that people that actually, go further, the likes of Oprah and all that, from childhood they were deliberate about what they wanted to become, not knowing how to get there, but they were so deliberate about the fact that I am not going to be a ridicule like other black women, just like Oprah Winfrey. This is where I'm going at. And then, not as if it was easy growing up there, but that consciousness was what actually helped them to focus and get there. For me, I knew that watching my mom and watching my aunties have this job insecurity. Okay, it happened like this. My father came back from work one day and then the bank was liquidated. It was among the 26 banks liquidated then in Nigeria. And the gloominess, the way it affected the household, I made up my mind as a child then that I would not put my destiny in the hands of something that, can just trigger and change at any moment in time. So I made up my mind as a child that I was going to actually find myself into a line of what I will initiate and what I will do. But there's one aspect of the knowing or the wanting, and the aspect of having the abilities to, because everybody is born in different ways. Some are born to be team players, some are born to be planters, and I am born to be a planter. So along the line, everything aligned, and we're here today.
Okay, so it was deliberate. You knew that this was what you wanted to do. So did you work for an organization before you started your business? Or
I remember my father saying something like, if you start with a regular income, it will be difficult for you to live outside a regular income. So as much as I had a regular income, because I already had at the back of my mind that it's addictive. And so I decided that no matter how long I stayed working, I know where I am going to. And I knew that it was time bound because I wouldn't afford to do that when I was with children, because it would be more difficult to go out, take a wild goose chase and do something risky when you have children. But I knew that it would take me as a single person to be able to overcome it and then grow in it before the family aspect. So I was working with time, and that was why I launched out very early.
Okay, so while you were venturing into business, did you experience any difficulty, any limitations, anything that would discourage you at any point in time?
I'm smiling because that's the order of the day every day. Every day. If I tell you yesterday night I had an episode, I had the Holy Spirit because it's my greatest mentor, and was this is by this time you're not supposed to be doing this is what you're supposed to be doing now. And then I had to contact some bodies, that want to collaborate with me to populate my school while they pay for the people. Because right now, I'm trying to focus on those people that have the will, the zeal, the zest, but don't have the income to be here to learn it. Because you realize that most of the people that have the money to come and learn, they don't have the will to take it. You see students that have come here to learn formulation and all of that, even start with one is a problem. While somebody's out there crying that if only you have the opportunity. And that is what I'm doing, that's my joy. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
And so that is challenges, of course. Every day there are challenges. But you need to be innovative. That's what business is all about. Look at people that have DSTV offices right now running out of business. Why? Because people don't need to. When last did you leave your house to go and pay for DSTV subscription? You can pay it from your phone. So having a structure and paying rent for it to be a deal, it doesn't make any sense anymore. Technology is driving businesses out. People need to be more innovative, and so those are the challenges that it brings every morning, and we have to look for how you can go go against the technology. It's no longer industrial age where you have several people working, one person, 5,000 workers, one person a typist, one person a this. No, my father doesn't even know how to type because he had a secretary then who would do all the typesetting and all of that. But now that person will be the social media marketer, everything on one person. So you have less, and that is what technology age has brought for us. So it's really fighting back at everybody now is a CEO on Instagram. Everybody, yes. So those things are bringing up challenges, and the only solution to that is continue to ask yourself and be innovative. And that's what's free. It's not easy for one to, they're used to this trend, but because technology is now like this, you have to learn. You have to consistently learn so you cannot be pushed away. People like needles and thread. People like what do they call this? Rough and tumble. Right now the malls are no longer working anymore. People want to sit back and go online and order. So those are the challenges that we are faced with. It's no longer the technical, the operational part of it, but the face value marketing aspect of it that changes every day. So don't be sentimental about the product. It's about how to serve your product out there. That is the challenge that we daily face.
Okay. Yeah, while I was introducing you, I said you are the founder, you are the creative director of Eudokas Multisolutions Limited. And Udoka, as it is known, it is a very big name in the makeup industry, in the beauty
enhancement industry.
Yes, in the beauty enhancement industry. Okay, so for you to have gotten to this level, you must have gone through a lot. You must have faced a lot of challenges. You must have met other women in this same industry or in the business industry as a whole. So what is the percentage of women that succeed in business? Like, what do you think is the percentage of women that succeed in business?
You said the percentage of women that succeed and get to the highest cycle in business is less than 5%. And they had some reasons for that. Number one of the reason is that fear. And all these things I got from books, online, Coursera, free courses out there. And each time I go and I learn, I'm like, okay, so this is what they have predicted us to be like. Okay, I'm going to show that that is not the case. So when you point and say you are this, you are that, I'm that kind of person. I would now make sure that I show you that that is not what you think I am. You understand what I mean? So I thank God for my husband anyway, because no matter how you think it and you don't have someone that is backing you, cannot So they are afraid to make decisions because the security, how my child will have to eat today. Women are wise. Women are cautious. Now, I listened to the former finance director say that they gave 700 women loans and 99.9% of those women paid back. Only 2%. And the 2% they are still paying. But they gave the same amount of men loans. And they didn't give 7% are the ones that even tried to pay. So will you say they are weak because they want to make sure that they are on the books with the bank, or that they don't want to owe? Men can owe and be cold-blooded about it. Then they call it boldness in business. But when we are cautious, they call it fear.
Weakness.
Yeah, they call it weakness. They call it fear. So it all depends on what you describe. And that's the reason why people are now gender conscious. People are now trying to support women extra because they have a lot to contend with. That child, they are thinking of the future. Don't say they're not thinking of the future because that child is the future, and they want to invest. That's their own investment, and that's the reason why for them to throw, seemingly in quotes, invest that money in something that would not certainly bring. Certainly, I'm not saying it will not bring, but for them, they are weighing the child as certainty of returns on investment,
Yes.
and that it's timely because the child is going. This has to be done at a time like this. This service
Now.
this school now. But the man is like, let me do this. I'm sure we'll have more money to do this. We're going to this school for now. Or wait, 1 year, 1 year's time you enter school, you're not running. But that mother would bring down her shop. What happened to my auntie? She sold. No, she doesn't have anything to do. It's beautiful because people have to give her all. But she closed down her shop, sold her truck. She used to sell rice, beans, everything, food stuff, because of an important need. That one of her child needed to travel abroad. 1.7 million naira she needed. And look at her today. Everybody's looking at her as foolish. Although the child didn't turn out to be what we all expected, but then you know that business too might not turn out to be what we expected. So women are not foolish. What I would just say is that it's God. Women need to be very bold. That's another thing. Because just like Mary Kay's book will say, she says, the floor will forever need cleaning, the plates will forever need washing. Get someone to do them. Get out there. Yes, get someone to do them and get out there. So another angle. This is another option. So everybody with their own. I wouldn't say this what you're doing, being the best mother in the world, is wrong. And I wouldn't say that going all out there and leaving the children is right. All I would say is that's where every time they keep talking about balance, work-life balance. It's a big deal. And it takes God, honestly, for one to scale through, carry everyone together, the family, the husband, and still get to the top. It takes God. Most times, women that are very successful are alone. Most times. And most times, women that are very family-centered don't really have so much. So for us to get that balance, it takes God. And that's why they call the woman a superwoman.
Okay, so balance, which brings me to this, my next question. So I understand that you're a graduate, you have your BSc, you've done a lot of courses, professional courses, while still doing your business. So you've gone for courses, you've even gone home and abroad, Lagos Business School. And can you just enlighten us, how were you able to combine all these things? Because like you said, a woman is a superhuman in her own capacity, in her own capability.
The first time I went to the first business school was the Holy Spirit that inspired it. I got married. I moved out of my comfort zone where I had customers and everything. My husband was living on the island. And I started shedding tears. The tears I was shedding was, is this how Eudokas is going to go down the drain like that? And I was asking the Holy Spirit, what is the next line of action? The next thing he says, you need to learn what it takes for you to get to the next level. You need to learn. That thing kept, I need to learn. How? Where? Do I even have the resources right now? And that was how Faith Foundation came up. I remember 2009, 2010. That day, my husband was going out. I said, please, can you just drop me at Joran? Let me go and check this thing out and all of that. And as I walked into the place, I met the front desk. This is the courses we have, and all of that. I came, I saw the prices. It was daunting, but I felt, okay, God must have sent me here for a purpose. For me not to know what to do right now, there are some things I need to learn so I can be able to know what to do right now. And that was how a lady came out and said, I love your drive, I love your spirit. Can I recommend you for a scholarship? But these are the conditions. So I went through with the condition, went for another interview, faced a panel, pitched, and to the glory of God, I was accepted with Faith Foundation. I was the only one in my class of 50 that was on scholarship. That was the beginning of the turnaround of my life. There were only two things. It's either Eudokas goes down the drain or we fly high. To the extent that after the panel interviewed me, I faced all of them and said, can I ask a question? with tears in my eyes, he said, "You can go ahead." I said, "Please, is this place going to serve me the answers to my yearning questions?" And they asked, they looked at me and said, "Yes." And the boardroom, because it was like a table, we're all surrounding the table. And they said, "Yes." And the place was quiet for about 30 seconds. And they told me I can leave now. Only for some minutes after they had finished with the rest of the people, they gave me the scholarship. So I didn't go there because I just wanted these people. People go to these, people go to Lagos. I went there because I needed my own questions to be answered. It's not just, it's gone beyond I have a project at a go school, I have BSc. No, I really wanted a solution. And that is, I wanted to leave from being an ordinary business to getting into a company, from the company to becoming institutionalized to the level that I can get quoted in the stock exchange. That was my dream. And I needed either a yes or a no to that. They said yes, that but it was going to be a process. And to the glory of God, I was ready for all it took for me to get to. We are getting close to it.
Wow. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay, so Miss IJ Nkwonta, I have a few questions for you because the last question I asked her was how she was able to combine her business and her personal life, her education, being a superhuman in my own words. Okay, so Miss Ijeoma, you also have a BSc from UNN, you have an MBA from Unilag, you are a professional in the HR industry, and I want to ask, do you have like a yearning to also venture into business, even as an HR professional?
Okay, so presently I have a side business I do in my work, right? So I help people, I have a network of other HR people. So I help people get jobs. My targets are for senior female executives who don't have the time to look for jobs, right? So since I have a network already, I'm in charge of their LinkedIn profile, I update their CV, and I look for jobs for them. So I have a side business. It's not institutionalized and all of that, but they pay me good money after they get the job. So I do something, but the thing is, it's not a constant thing because of the nature of job I do. It can be very grueling. So I'm now trying to see how I can, instead of being the one doing the work of looking for jobs for them, teaching them the process. So yes, I do a side business whilst working, so that I don't leave my life in the hands of an employer. That's the fear of every employee, that you're not just limiting yourself to one opportunity.
So we understand that you work for an oil company and you also have your own side business. Is it ethical to work for yourself even while working for a company or an organization?
Okay, so like in my company, in the company I support right now, it's allowed once you declare, right? So there's a form when you're coming to the company. They say if you have a business, you should let them know. The reason for that is to ensure that there's no conflict of interest. So you fill the form. So like now, for example, I can't be offering HR services to another oil and gas firm who is a competitor. It's conflict of interest. But my target audience is not companies. My target audience are individuals. So I'm not conflicting. Another thing again they'll be wary of is if you don't use company time, because they are paying you for your time. So that's why I said it can be really challenging combining work with your business, because the only time you have is probably early morning or after work. Yeah, so but once you declare, but some companies is not allowed. But because of I believe employers now see that if they want to keep good talent, progressive talent, they have to be flexible, in the sense of allowing them have their own thing that probably makes them feel secure. while still allowing those people work for them. So that's how the company I support. That's the policy in the company I support.
Alright, so we are safe to say that you are a business owner while working for an organization.
Okay, business owner. It's not, the business is not incorporated. So can I say, well, I would prefer to call it a side gig. What do you think?
It's like a side hustle.
Yeah,
That's
so
how it starts.
Yes.
okay, so
For me, I was a student and a side hustler. When I graduated, it now became business.
okay,
So that's it.
okay.
We started way back in university. Then I would carry my products to the class to sell. I would paste it with Eba because Eba is very, very difficult for you to do. On top of the notice boards where I know that students will gather to check their results and all of that. On top, where I know that rain will not get there. You're very close to the lintel level of if it's a building or a building. And then that was how I started, and then people started knowing me. Students are going out for prom. My soap and my cream became a sensation. It wasn't with label then. I would go to school without any cover and come back. My mother would help me to iron them because the money is squeezed and all of that. That was how I started to build the confidence, because you have to stay where you are first of all. Business is not something you wake up. I want to start business. No, don't say, okay, I've made up my mind. I want to start. No, stay in that school and don't even wait for the perfect scenario. There where you are is the perfect scenario. Look around you. Where would I have started it better than a university setting?
Yes.
But most people will feel, no, it's going to affect my. I was the best commuting female in my department.
Wow.
Lagos State University, last Nigeria, accounting. So it's when the result came out, like Mary Kay, they used to call me Mary Kay then, but I said Mary Kay foundation, powder and all that. As I carry my books, I'll carry a transparent bag with the, so you
see what you're carrying.
When you see that shadow here, you have to know this shadow is very nice. Then makeup was just a problem. I mean, how much? So some people can pay instrumentally and all that. So yet I still, so they carry us for anyone. You get it? So it's when my parents say to distract you, it didn't distract me. It's people, in fact, to even make that person more focused. And I like the fact that
Free socks. Get it on.